And so if you would like to listen in a still position, you can just allow yourself to take all the time that you need to arrive there. And let yourself fidget, adjust, stretch, or move your body in whatever ways your body wants to move. As you just do your best to not think about the movements at all or worry about what it looks like, but just coming fully into your sense of feeling. And just following your instincts when it comes to movement. Following those yummy sensations that you might feel when you roll out the shoulders, the neck, the spine. And trusting your instincts of movements. Checking in from a curious perspective of how your body is physically doing right now in this moment. And if at any point what feels best in your body is stillness, then you may be still whenever that feels like what you need. And there's also no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move even throughout this practice whenever you feel the need to. And at any point, if you haven't already and would like to, you can make your way to a still position as you just check in that your spine is nice and straight in whatever position you've chosen. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. As you take a moment now to mark your arrival into your practice today and into your body today with a full, intentional, cleansing breath. Calling in fresh, new air into the body, watching as you fill up to every corner and edge of you, getting as full as you can of air. And pausing for a moment once you're full to sit and experience that sense of fullness. And as you need to, slowly letting all of it go. Exhaling bit by bit as you gently pull the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to really push that last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here to now sit and experience the sense of emptiness in the body. And allowing your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And you can continue to breathe in this slow and exaggerated way for as long as feels good and helpful to you. Just remembering that there is no need to worry about the actual length of your inhales, exhales, and pauses on either side. But we're just allowing each of the 4 parts of your breath to be exaggerated, whatever that means for you right now. So when the body would naturally stop inhaling, just seeing if you can expand your belly or your rib cage, your back maybe a little bit more to just take in one more sip of air. When you would naturally roll over to your exhale, just seeing if you can hold off on that for one extra moment to stay in that fullness with a bit more intention. And then as you exhale, even once you think you're empty, just seeing if you can push out one more bit of air as you again stay in that emptiness for an extra moment than you might normally, allowing the next breath to come as it's needed. And just consciously, intentionally slowing down our breath. And therefore communicating to our nervous system on a deep level that right now is a time to slow down and to let go. And again, you can continue to breathe in this slow, exaggerated way for as long as feels good and helpful to you. But at any point, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether and allow yourself to almost feel like you're stepping back and up in the mind and into the role of the observer, the role of the witness, into that perspective where you are no longer controlling or guiding your breath, but you're simply watching as your body breathes you. Remembering how our breath is our one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. And so it is that key, that connection to our subconscious, to the source that allows our hearts to beat, to the source that allows everything in our body to function without any of our doing. And so just seeing if you can watch your body breathe with the same energy that you might feel when you are watching any other force of nature. Maybe when you lay on the beach and just watch the waves as they roll up along the shoreline. Not trying to change anything about the size or speed of the waves, but just watching as each one comes and goes naturally, as it always will. Even when we're in a deep state of sleep, our body breathes so gently. And our body functions so perfectly enough to keep us alive. Even when there is illness, disease, or pain present in the body, it is functioning well enough to keep you alive. And that in itself is a gift that is worthy of remembering. And so you can let some of your attention come to rest on your face. And just feeling any expression that is resting on the face, any areas of tension gathering in the face. Even with the eyes closed, if you were to catch a glimpse of yourself in a mirror right now, making note of what expression is resting there. And making note of any emotions that could be communicated by this resting expression. Maybe the brow is tense, or the jaw could be holding some extra tension. Maybe the nostrils could be flared, or the chin or ears could even be holding some lingering tension. And you can just allow your awareness of these areas of tension be all that you need to instead allow these areas to soften. As you maybe open and close the mouth a few times before finding that place where your jaw is just hanging into place. Your tongue releases from the roof of the mouth, and your lips rest softly on one another. And you can just allow that sense of release and softness in your mouth naturally spread outward and upward as you feel the nostrils soften a bit more, the cheeks, the ears, and the chin, even the eyelids, all of those tiny muscles that scrunch up when you squint, even feeling those soften as you allow your eyes or your eyelids to rest softly on one another. As you feel your eyebrows releasing a little bit further and feeling the full width and depth of your forehead. As you even allow your gaze to soften wherever it is you happen to be looking, whether that be at the world outside of you or at the world inside of you. Just letting your vision almost glaze over, coming into a state of pure observance, remaining in that curious perspective. And making note of any expectations or judgments that come into the mind, or when the mind tries to pull you into the past, thinking about anything at all before this moment, or tries to be productive and maybe multitask and plan for the future ahead. And just know that the moment you notice the mind is wandering, judging, planning, or having any sort of expectations of how you think you should be feeling or how you want to be feeling, just know that that act of noticing in and of itself automatically brings you back into the seat of the observer. Because this practice is not about getting the mind to be entirely quiet, because the mind will always be chatty, some days more so than others. But this practice is simply about showing up for yourself exactly as you already are, thoughts and all. And so you can just notice where it is your attention is being drawn toward. Maybe an area in the world of thought, maybe a physical sensation in the body, maybe sounds you hear outside of you. And remaining in that curious space as you just kind of let your awareness naturally dance around. And just becoming curious of where your attention is being drawn. Letting it go there until it's drawn somewhere else. and letting it go there. And almost taking an awareness inventory. An emotional inventory, maybe. And as you are listening and feeling whatever it is that is here for you to listen to and feel, you can continue to soften your body into what it is that you are feeling. And allow that sense of release of the muscles of the face to naturally spread down the entire scalp, feeling the shoulders soften, all the muscles down the arms, and the hands and fingers as well. Letting all the muscles across the abdomen be soft. And with each gentle breath your body takes, it's almost like a hug. Like the muscles of your abdomen are hugging your organs with each gentle inhale. Allowing your glutes to relax and your pelvic floor to lengthen and widen into whatever surface is beneath you. As all of the muscles down both legs almost roll off of the bones. And you feel the feet and toes all soften as well. So that even if it's just for a moment, you feel an overall sense of acceptance in the body. Physically accepting exactly where you are. And trusting your own anatomy. Trusting the support of the earth that is beneath you and the support of gravity all around you. And knowing that when you fully let go and soften the body, even in your deepest state of sleep, everything is held exactly where it needs to be. You are held exactly where you need to be. At all times and in all ways. Remembering that when you let go, you are never crushed and you never float away. But with the magic of the earth and gravity, you are always held in a perfect position. And when you soften the body, your skin holds everything intact, exactly where it needs to be. Without any of your doing, simply by existing, you are exactly where you're meant to be, simply because you are here. And you can allow the fact of your existence be all the proof you need of your worthiness of this existence. And you can let your awareness gradually start to make its way into your heart center. Just gradually calling more and more of your attention into focus on your physical heart. The organ within your chest that is pumping life and blood to every inch of your body. This steady background beat to your entire existence. This heart has provided the rhythm of your entire life. From before you were even breathing air. From the time you were in your mother's womb up to this exact moment, this heart has been working hard and pumping life into you. And there is nothing in particular that you have done to make this heart beat or to earn this beating heart. It is simply a gift that comes included in this life that we are all given. And this heart within you is your own personal and direct line of connection to whatever source or force is out there that you believe allows all of our hearts to beat. You are energy. We are all energy. And we know that energy cannot be created or destroyed. And so, just like how waves separate themselves from the ocean momentarily, they always return to the ocean. And even when they appear to be separated, they are still a part of the ocean. And we are that same way, with the ocean that contains all of our souls and life and love and whatever all of this is. Our lives could be seen as waves, maybe. A series of waves, probably. And even though we are separate, we have our own physical bodies, we have our own thoughts, our own minds. We are always, ultimately, a part of all energy. The giant soup where all energy comes from. The ocean that all energy comes from. And that can be very comforting to remember when we are feeling the heaviness of life that will come. We are not meant to escape all of the bad or negative or painful aspects of life. Life is meant to be lived and to be experienced in its entirety. And we would not know true love, joy, and connection if we did not also know true pain and sorrow and loneliness. And so we can learn to have the same kind of appreciation for the down times in our life as we do for the joyful times in our lives. Because one would not exist without the other. And the heights of your highs are directly related to and affected by the depths of your lows. And just like the moon, we are not meant to be full and bright and whole and shining all of the time. Just like the flowers, we are not meant to be in full bloom all of the time. And we don't expect the moon to be full all of the time. We don't expect the flowers to bloom all of the time. And so we are never disappointed with them when the moon is not shining or when the flowers are not blooming. Because we understand the cycles, the phases that the moon will always move through, and that everything in nature will always move through. But when it comes to ourselves, we can oftentimes be upset or disappointed or angry at ourselves when we are not blooming or shining bright or at our best. And that expectation that we put on ourselves to be blooming all of the time, in itself, that expectation can be the heaviest layer of our suffering. It's the resistance to what is happening. And so when you do experience the hard phases of life that we will continue to experience and that we will not escape experiencing, we can make those moments a lot less painful if we just accept them for what they are. Just another phase of life. And knowing that you're not being punished, you didn't do anything wrong, and now you're in darkness. You're just in darkness sometimes, just like the moon. And you will be full and bright once again. You can allow yourself to simply ride the waves of your life with as little resistance as you can. And just trust that the next phase is always on the way. The only constant is change. And so you can let that be a great comfort to you if you're in a phase of life that you don't like and that you want to change. Because it will change. It is impossible that it won't. And that same fact can also be great permission for you to make the most out of the good phases in life and let yourself soak it all in, all the goodness that you feel when you feel it. Allow yourself to take it all in as much as you can and hold on to that to get you through the more difficult phases that will come. And you are also allowed to lean on the areas of life that do provide you comfort and a sense of peace when you need it. Because we exist in many different lives all at the same time. We have our work life, our romantic life, our family life and friends life, our spiritual life, our inner world, our health life, and so on and so on. There's so many different aspects to what we are currently experiencing. And so maybe if work life is extra stressful and unstable, but your family life is strong and sturdy, you are allowed to lean extra on the aspects of your life that are stable and provide you peace and comfort. It's also a great reminder that when things seem to be going wrong in our life, there's usually at least one aspect of our life that is going right. And that's not meant to erase the bad parts or overshadow the negative parts of our life, but almost meant as like a buoy, something to hold on to in the rough waters, that is anchored, that is stable. You'll still get tossed around a bit, but you have something to hold on to that you know is sturdy. And maybe that's as simple as your own heart and your own connection to the source that lets your heart beat. That is the ultimate and most powerful anchor for us all. And so you can continue to feel all that is here for you to feel. Continue to soften your body into all it is that you are feeling as you listen to the following words that are written by young Pueblo in his book, Inward. And just allow anything at all that feels like it resonates with you to soak in a little deeper and not worrying about the rest. There is a tendency to doubt your growth in the midst of a big leap forward. Hold steady and allow yourself to bloom. I do not wish to change the past. It made me who I am today. I only want to learn from it and live in a new way. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means that we stop carrying the energy of the past into the present. Healing begins with acceptance and culminates in letting go. When a great misery occurs, it remains with us for as long as we hold on to it. Attachments form because of the energy we use to keep what happened, or the image of what we want to happen, locked away within our mind and body. This is the cause of tension in our being. And when we hold on to these attachments, they travel with us as a burden, from our past into our present and into our future. And they can even be passed on to our descendants long after we are gone. So the miracle of healing ourselves is so powerful because in the movement of accepting and letting go, we relinquish the energy of burden, not only in our present, but in our past and future as well. Imagine the timeline of your life. And now imagine the burdens that you carry as an extra line layered on top. As we let go of our miseries, this extra layer becomes thinner and thinner. It will not change what happened, but the extra energy we carried because of these occurrences will no longer weigh down the timeline of our life. What happened, happened. But now these moments are no longer attachments of pain and sorrow. Now they are experiences we learn from, lessons that bring us into a present of greater freedom, happiness, and wisdom. And when you grow rapidly and experience such deep insights that you can no longer look at yourself or the world in the same way, be kind and allow yourself the time and space to settle into the new you, to integrate. And you have walked through fire, survived floods, and triumphed over demons. And so remember this the next time you doubt your own power. So you can just take the next few moments to allow each and every word that you've heard today and each and every feeling that you felt today to settle within you. Imagining that your body is this big snow globe and every word and feeling just a little speck of glitter in that snow globe. And now is the time where we set you down. Let the glitter settle and let the air clear. And just trusting that anything at all that you heard today that really resonated with you or struck a chord with you in some way. Just trusting that that feeling can sometimes come when we hear on the outside what a part of ourselves already knows to be true on the inside. And so you can allow those truths to be enhanced within you so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition and to trust your own instincts. And if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can let your hands come and find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. So you just feel this contact of your palms and fingers to one another. And allow your thumbs to press towards your heart as your heart lifts back towards your thumbs. As you once again tune in to this rhythm of your own life, your own heartbeat. And taking a final deep and full breath into the body, filling up the most you have today to every corner and edge of you. And as you exhale, letting go of anything at all that you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. So you take this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you, thank you, thank you.